Welcome back. It is reporter panel time. It is also, coincidentally, dark suit, blue button-down shirt time here at the Takeout. Ken Thomas, national politics reporter for the Wall Street Journal. You can see he shed his necktie, appropriately so. Thumbs up. Dave Levinthal, senior editor at NOTUS. Remember, that's news of the U.S. Iron rule on this program. If I pitch to it before we go to break, I bring it up on the panel. Mark Rutte, at NATO Secretary General, talked to Jake Tapper at CNN after his meeting with the president yesterday, said many things. This stood out to me. Listen.
President Trump's commitment to progress reversed more than a generation of stagnation and atrophy by reminding Europe that values must be backed by hard power.
Not Jake Tapper. That's at the Reagan Foundation today. But the point is, again, not buttering up Trump, but trying to say to Trump, we value the things you have done. Do not torpedo this alliance. Ken?
Yeah, Major. I mean, I think Rutte's mission this week was to try to sort of soften the blow, minimize any damage to NATO. The president said ahead of his visit that NATO's a paper tiger. He's been disappointed, tested, failed. We have reporting this week that the White House has been looking to punish NATO by perhaps moving some troops around, maybe moving some troops out of, say, Spain or Germany. I'm told that's not operational yet. But
we discussed this on the program yesterday with former NATO Ambassador Ivo Daalder. And he said, yeah, it's come up before. It's on everyone's nervous about it in Europe. Dave?
Well, Donald Trump can't get what he wants, which is probably a greater division from NATO than the United States ever could have right now. He would need Congress to do that, and he just simply does not have the votes. You're talking a two-thirds supermajority, and that is just not in the cards, so he's working around the margins.
Something really unusual happened at the White House today, that it took the President of the United States and his communications team by surprise, as I understand it. The First Lady came out and made a statement about Jeffrey Epstein and her, saying there's no relationship, and she's being slandered and defamed, when no one's talking about it. Ken, it sounds like she's the First Lady trying to get out ahead of something.
That's what it sounds like. We don't know what the next shoe drop will be, but I do know that this certainly took White House officials by surprise. There were a lot of people who did not know this was coming. And when Caroline Leavitt previewed this appearance yesterday in the White House briefing, she said it was about this legislation that they passed dealing with AI and protecting young people. So this certainly came out of left field.
Dave?
Yeah, nope. I mean, this really...
That's not what it was about. No.
Not what it was about, and probably the last thing that Donald Trump actually wants back in the headlines right now. I mean, when was the last time we all focused on Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files, absent Iran or any of the other things going on in the world? Now back in the headlines for probably all the wrong reasons, at least as far as Donald Trump is concerned.
And as the ranking Democrat on the House Oversight Committee noted, almost immediately, the First Lady called for hearings with victims before Congress.
And a big debate right now as to whether Pam Bondi is going to have to testify before Congress, even though
the Justice Department says she doesn't because she's no longer Attorney General. Ken, that was a big development. And when the announcement that she was fired was made, those who've been watching the Epstein story said they're going to try to do something to quash that subpoena.
Yeah, I think this is a story that a lot of people thought maybe was on the back burner, and this could revitalize it.
No doubt. Very quickly, high stakes for J.D. Vance, the vice president, in the next couple of days.
Sure. Going to be in Islamabad and going to be, in essence, leading a team of a small delegation that includes Jared Kushner, along Donald Trump's son-in-law, of course, with Iranian officials ostensibly there at the table as well, direct. It's an incredibly fluid situation.
And interestingly, Ken, those talks may occur while the strait is still closed.
That's right.
With the president saying, we're not doing anything collaboratively with you while the strait's still closed. He may have to.
Yeah, and I talked to White House officials today, and they said, like, that is the key objective here, to try to get the strait reopened in the short term. And so, that's top of the list.
Dark suits, blue button down. It's a really killer look, folks. It's underestimated. Ken Thomas, Dave Levinthal, thank you.
Thank you.